This plant is crocosmiiflora, Montbretia, and it's a very popular, been used for decades, nice strap-shaped blooming perennial. Is planted from a corm. Usually you buy these in 1-gallon containers from the nursery. But to get into the plant and what I love about it, well, you can see the flowers. They're pretty impressive. Look at those long stamens coming out of the flower, branched flower stalks. Here's a close-up of this little guy. And you might guess this is a hummingbird favorite. So love this plant in the garden if you've got hummingbirds. And it's just a really nice splash of color. It's rare to find an intense orange like this in flower colors, and also this kind of nice grass strap-shaped foliage is really nice as a texture break in a garden. These bloom at different times depending on the variety, and there are many varieties. I tried to include some of those at the beginning of the video. And this one's in my garden now. It's September 7th actually, and this just started really coming out in the last 2 days. A few of these have been out for 2 or 3 weeks, but in my garden this particular variety blooms really late summer, early fall. And granted, we've had a pretty mild summer this year, but this one for my garden only comes out in the late summer and fall. I was in Vancouver, Canada this summer, and these were already blooming back in July. So it really depends on the variety and your climate. Now you can see how these are popping up down here at the foot. These are known for colonizing. Mine don't really go to seed, so I'm not sure how these corms spread underneath. I think these do go to seed as well, but this little group here is about 3 years old, and at this time I'd say it's about 4 feet across, or 4 foot in diameter, the little colony I have going on here. So as I said, this is really nice effect in a perennial garden. This is my side yard shade garden. It's got a oak leaf hydrangea over here, rhododendron, hydrangea macrophylla. So a lot of different things going on, but these I find in our area, we're in a hot inland valley, these do best with a little at least protected from the afternoon sun, where they get part shade. They seem to do their best, and I like this bright color popping out of the shadows anyway. I think it's a nice effect. As I said, so size wise, this is about a 3 foot, 3.5 foot tall plant at the top of the flower spike. I've seen some large varieties that were maybe 4 foot to almost 5 foot at the top of the flower spike, so these get quite large. So one of the challenges with this plant is the spikes, especially on the taller, heavier varieties, they fall over, and you'll probably see that in some of the photos, but that's very common with this plant. These shorter, lighter varieties, I don't have a problem with that on mine, but they don't have a real deep root system. The little corm is fairly shallow, and because of that they get top heavy and they tend to flop over. So if you're using this in a design where somebody is not willing to stake it, you may want to reconsider, because for me it's probably an 80% chance you're going to need to stake this plant unless you use one of the smaller varieties. And I really do like this yellower variety. Hopefully I have a picture of that. Very nice, stays smaller and doesn't really have that issue, but the large reddish and deep orange ones that I've seen are very tall, very heavy, and all flop over. And that's what I can tell you about Montbretia. It's a lovely little perennial and nice addition, especially for late summer color in the garden.